Well, for a bit of a practice session working on my short game. I thought I'd actually film this session. To be honest, I've not played loads of lately. I've been playing very sporadically, so my feel and touch is a little bit off. So a lot of tonight's going to be based around trying to get a little bit more variable with a lot of my practice, lots of different shots, lots of different lies, and just challenging myself a little bit and trying to hone my strike. So because it's been a little while since I've really done too much short game practice, I'm just going to start just try to hone my strike, just my ability to hit the same point in the ground every time. So for me, I always try and have a little bit of weight in that front side, always. And I've just picked a spot just on the ground here. I've got a little twig that I'm just going to focus and try to strike here. That was a little bit just after it. Really good to just focus on a little point like that, just so you can hone your ability to strike the ground at the same point. Because when you got a golf ball, you get so distracted sometimes with where the ball's going. And sometimes the task is literally, you're just not striking it in the same place every time. That one would have been thin. That's good. That's good. All right, I'm going to jump on, hit 6 balls now. So 6 balls, I'm going to hit each one with a different club. I'm just going to cycle between a 46 and a 54. I'm just going to try and take that same strike I've just had there onto these shots. That was actually really sweet, that was. Touch firm. I saw a lot of shots. Last week I played a pro-am, played pretty poorly to be honest. Short game was very, very rusty. And I would say just my touch was really off around the greens with little shots like this. And that contact point was really poor. Those have actually been sensationally struck, those two. That was just sweet as a nut, that last one. I think something as simple as that little drill there can just really, really help sharpen your focus on strike. That was nice. Touch, just a touch heavier. And it's gone in. We'll take that. I was just slagging myself off for that. We'll take it. Love chipping in summer. Chipping in summer is so nice. Working your short game in winter is horrendous. Oh, that was horrible. A bit of a drop kick that was. Yeah, that was poor. That was poor. That was the ground early. So I'm going to jump back in that little strike drill. Can I strike that little twig on the ground? That was beautiful. I hit the blade of grass I wanted to there. That was wonderful. And kind of with these, I'm trying to hit down on it. I'm trying to kind of dig down into the ground. But the golf club just isn't going too deep into the ground. If it goes too deep, then you see those big kind of chunky divots. But I am hitting fairly down on that. I'm just bringing it up back afterwards. All right, let's see if that actually works. Oh, that was crisp. That was good. Settle, settle, settle. Too much power though. We'll change club. Try and loft this one up in the air a little bit, I think. Just going to chuck open the face a smidge. Still going to get loads of weight in that left. That was a bit bottom groove. Kind of felt like I slowed the club down a smidge in there. One of my favourite skills in golf is being able to flick a ball up off the ground. I think it's, it's just so cool. It's just so cool. I used to hit loads of balls growing up and always had to pick them up myself. I'd hit balls off the grass and your back gets pretty tired pretty quick. So learn to flick up the ball so I didn't have to do that too much. Just going to play a couple from a couple of different spots just around here, pretty short shots. So I'll just really try to focus on strike. Just don't feel quite confident that I'm gonna catch the grass where I want to every time. I think that was nice. Sometimes, if anything, I think I can get a little slow in my short game shots. I tend to get it quite long on the way back and then just slow down a bit too much. And it can just make it a little hard to get the strike right. It takes that positivity out of the shot. I don't like to see anyone hitting it too kind of firm with short game. But I think if we don't have enough speed, it can sometimes just affect strike that little bit. And I can be guilty of that quite a lot. It's wonderful, but way too hard. Way too hard. I need to clean these grooves, actually. It makes such a difference when you don't clean the grooves. That's absolutely flown on there. change club actually. Play this one a little bit toe down. Should just squirt out a smidge lower. Nip it. Oh, that was nipped, but way too hard. Touch is miles off. Touch is miles off. We'll have a couple a bit longer, I think, now. Play one out of the rough, one out of the semi. Gonna try and just float this, just on the fringe here. You can be critical on me, see where I'm landing it. Just on here, might just tickle out. That was nice. Whoa, came out really soft, that did. Mega soft, much softer than I thought it would. This one's out of the rough now. Try and do the same thing. Just give it a bit more of the beans. I've opened up the face a smidge so it just kind of flies through the rough. Ooh, too far right, and it's got a farm bounce. It's amazing sometimes the variation in a couple of yards, because that bit down there was just sitting a bit lower. It's a bit softer, a bit wetter. So after it lands, it just comes out dead. It just comes out so soft off that first bounce. Whereas the other one's only a yard bigger and a bit to the right. But that patch is so much drier, just completely changes the way the ball reacts. Gonna work on some bunker shots now. Loads of sand in this bunker. Bunkers are beautiful here. They just had them redone not long ago. There's an absolute crater here in the middle of the bunker. Someone's not raked that. Bunker play I found lately, I get very steep on it. I seem to take a lot of sand. Challenge for me is trying to take a little bit less sand. Just going to warm up with a little strike drill here. This is my favorite one actually. So we just draw a little line in the sand, and then we're just going to try and clip the front edge of it. Really good for seeing where you're going to bottom out. Again, similar concept with the chipping one. I think training strike initially without actually seeing the result in the ball is a really good way of honing your short game. Because if you just work on hitting balls all the time, you get really wrapped up in the result of it. And sometimes you forget how the strike actually was. So I'm going to try and here and not dig too much. That was better. A bit more positive that as well. That was nice. Sometimes I get really long and really slow and just kind of dump it. And it just kills my distance control. It's a little bit heavier there. This came out okay. It's a little bit far. It's about 6 feet by. Just a touch more sand. It doesn't spin anywhere near as much. That was heavy. That was heavy. That's flown on miles. Try and cut this one up a smidge more. Cut it up, but just loads of sand. Way too much sand. It never spins with that much sand. You've got to be so cute with it to make it spin. You've really got to nip it with as little sand as you can. It's better, but too hard. Did spin a bit more. Try and play this one a little softer. I need to learn to take some power off it. Shorten the swing down. That was better. I find it so hard to keep a short swing with all my short game. So hard. I always want to have the longest swing ever. And then I get up to the top and I think, geez, oh, this has travelled on back there. And we need to try and panicking to try and take speed off it. And then I end up compromising strike. Hey friend, I hope you're enjoying the video. Today I want to give you a free gift to thank you for watching. You can access my proven system for taking 10 shots off your scores without hitting any balls in 5 simple steps, completely free. Just hit the link in the description of this video to access. Please like, comment and subscribe to the channel. It means a massive amount, and enjoy the rest of the video. I move green now, I think. We're nipping over to 16. Really lucky here actually with the short par 3 course that I'm based at here. You can just kind of flit about green to green a little bit sometimes if you're practicing. So much of the time for practicing short game we can get stuck on just working on one green and you just don't get enough variation. You start to learn the slope to the green pretty quick and you just don't get enough changeability. I find that's a bit of a conundrum, to be honest, with the way that golfers practice. We tend to hit loads of shots from the same position, especially if you're on a range. without changing club or changing target a lot of the time. And that's just not how the way that you actually play when you're on the golf course. You're practicing for a completely different game. Part of that's convenience, obviously. Like going out and playing a bunch of holes is pretty hard sometimes time-wise, but the more you can do it, I think the better. I've gone with a 58 here. I've changed club a little. And I've also got a 6-iron. Just going to work on a couple of little sort of chippy shots around here. So try to keep it a bit shorter, a bit more positive, a little bit quicker. That was nice. A little bit short, but nice. Change it up here, go for the 6-iron. Honestly, I think people don't pull out like a 6-iron, a 4-iron, a 5-iron enough around the greens. It's absolutely deadly. It's hard to get it wrong as well. When people initially try it and then they struggle with it because they're not used to the touch and how it reacts. In fact, I'm going to change club. I'm not going to do the same one again. We'll change it up. This one's interesting. It's off the upslope. So it's going to go higher and it's going to go shorter. So this 58 has essentially become like a 64. So higher and shorter. Going to have to give it a bit more of the beans. That was okay. A lot of the ground early actually there for being critical. Go with a little 6-iron. I'm going to chuck it up a little bit further. Ooh, run. That was good. It was nice. Done some nice little work there just on chipping around the greens. Really try to hone my strike. So I think I'm going to change it, make it a bit more challenge based now. So I think I'll go one ball. I'm going to hit 3 shots around the green, and all 3 have to finish within 3 feet to finish the session. Nice little way to finish. All right, I'm going to take my bag with me here. That way it can be a bit more like proper golf. So much of the time we end up just bringing one golf club when we're working on our short game, and it just isn't anything like golf. So one ball, take a whole bag. I've got a pretty simple shot here. I'll probably end up hitting this further than 4 feet away there. I'm going for a little 9-iron here. Just going to try and lift it over that fringe. Let it chuckle on, bit of right to left in this. That was nice. There you go. That was good. All right, shot number 2. Shot number 2. We'll chuck out another ball. Let's go over here, I think. A bit further away. A bit further away. So I've got a bit of an upslope just ahead of me here now. So I'm thinking I can either bounce it into the upslope or I can fly it, try and land it right in the green. I think here I'm going to try, in fact I'm going to take my own advice here, because I always say to play the easiest shot you possibly can. I'm going to hit an 8-iron. I'm going to lift it over this little hill just in front and let it just bounce on the fringe and chuckle up. Very tempted there to hit a lofted wedge, but I'm going to try and listen to my own advice. See how well I do. Oh, it's a nice shot. Oh, I could actually finish this drill. Go. Ooh, that looks like more than 4 feet, that does. That looks like more than 4 feet. Oh, it's 5 feet. It is 5 feet, and we are starting again. Gonna move hole here. Right, golf bag is down. Build a 58. In fact, apologies, I'm gonna put that straight back in. All right, first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna look at the lie. Sitting down a little bit in the rough. I'm gonna look at what is between me and the pin. How far have I got? I've got about 20 yards here, a little bit of a hill just in front, on the downhill after that, and just beyond the green, the green really falls away straight downhill. So I think here I am gonna, because it's sitting down, I'm just gonna bump this, but I probably would have lifted it over the hill if I could have. So I'm just gonna play a 6-iron here. I think the break in that's gonna be pretty, whoop, clumsy. I think the break in that's gonna be pretty straight. So we just want to get this just chuckling over that hill. If I leave it a couple feet short, it's not a disaster. That's come out hot. That's come out mega hot. That is not 3 feet. All right, we start again. It's gonna be a long challenge. This is gonna be a long challenge. All right, second shot, or we'll go back to, relates back to the first shot because I buggered up the first one. I've got 54 here. a little bit higher loft. That was wonderful. One of the few. Okay, there we go. Back to the bag. Gonna go with a 6-iron. Try to do lots of little bump and run shots here. No. That's gone miles. That has gone absolutely miles. My touch is off. All right, it's taken me a little while, but I've finally hit 2 inside 3 feet. I've had to fast forward a little bit because we have had far too many shots. We are very much not as sharp as we'd like. A little 5-iron up the hill, pretty straight. There you go. All right. 3 in a row, 3 feet. Challenge done. Boom.